Hello? Test. Three, three. Cool. Hello. Thanks for listening to my first tutorial. I guess this tutorial isn't really meant for a lot of people who are on Peach Factory, but because I'm gonna be doing a zebra sculpture, but I think I'll be informative and more than talking about how ZBrush works. Like I want to talk more about like my design process and how I what how I come up with a certain design um, versus some other design. But anyways, what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna be doing a design for what you would call it, the brainstorm page, and currently the challenge for brainstorm is come up with a new design for Dead Space. So I thought it would be cool if I made Isaac, who's like the main character of Dead Space, and combine it with Eva. So yeah, let's get to it. So first things first, this is my first tutorial, first video, and I use this program called Ezvid, and there are a lot of times when it just crashes or freezes, so I don't know. I don't think I might have to look for another recording video, but like with this one, you'll see after like 2 minutes 30 seconds or something, it will jump to like a super more detailed look, just because I didn't realize that it crashed. The program crashed, and I kept working on it until even though the software wasn't working. And also, sorry that let's see right here, it kind of crashed. But yeah, also the audio, I don't know how to fix the audio, but yeah, sorry for the low quality. But yeah, like I said, like yeah, it kind of jumped a lot, like ever since the first what that crash. So sorry about that. But most of the things that you'll see here, actually, I don't know. Like I don't feel like I should cover how ZBrush works, because honestly, I'm not really good at it. Like compared to like pure 3D artists, and again I said on the Facebook page Peach Factory, I don't think many of you guys really use ZBrush, right? So yeah, I mean it's not, again, I want to talk more about my design process, my idea, like what's in my mind when I do this design. Like why did I make this certain shape? Why did I decide to you know come up with this look? So yeah, so that's what I want to focus on more, I think. Yeah, so anyways, so yeah, like how I came up with this. So my thought is to kind of mix Eva and Isaac in the first place, right? So what I think about first is what's really cool about Isaac. What's really cool about Eva, and with Isaac, for me, like it's that kind of that, what is it, like that face plating, how it has that kind of that knight, almost knight armor kind of looking faceplate, and that light that peeks through those plate. So eventually, you don't see it, but in my final out, I don't, although I don't know how to add like light in ZBrush, or like I guess I could do it in 3ds Max, but eventually there will be light that just kind of does some lens flare through those plates. Yeah, and so yeah, that's one thing that's cool about Eva. I'm not Eva, Dead Space or Isaac, and I'm trying to combine it with Eva, which is for Eva. What I really like is that kind of proportion, that lengthy, very spindly human proportion, but then like very exaggerated, long, arm, long neck, long face kind of look. And what I'm also doing is I'm gonna what kind of try to incorporate some what is that in necromorphs? I believe it's called necromorphs from Dead Space, the monster. So I don't know if you guys watched Eva, but like like when when Eva goes like berserk, it just starts opening its mouth and goes all monster like, and I really like that quality. So like I kind of want at the same time like be able to kind of open his mouth and what kind of be monstrous at the same time. Like he's robot, but then like he also has this like monstrous look. So what I'm doing on ZBrush right now is kind of cutting the jaw so he could open his mouth. And how I'm thinking of opening his mouth, it's gonna be more like those like necromorphs, how the jaw opens and splits in two, and like it just kind of has that very creature like mouth open. You'll see right now. I'm like test opening it. Okay, yeah, but you get it right. Like it's not like a typical opening your mouth kind of thing, but like necromorphs, that jaw splitting thing. So yeah, so I'm gonna have like two versions in my final, where one is like just a typical robot version, and another one is more of like a monstrous, yeah, like a berserker mode for Eva and that necromorphs for Isaac. So like that's like another like design process that I like to think about. Like not just to think about, hey, like Isaac looks like that, and what Eva looks like that. So let's just smash it up and let's get that. I like I played Dead Space 1, 2, and 3, and looking forward to part 4. And I watched Eva too, and although the storyline for Eva's like super confusing to me, I don't get it. But anyway, it's still cool. But like I kind of know the gist of the story for both of this not game, but like this game and anime. So like not just combine these two, but also I think when you do combine it, understand what is what's the backstory, like what makes them so iconic, like what is very cool about Dead Space. Isaac is cool, but he has a very iconic look, but like the story that he goes through, the monsters that he fights, are very very supportive to him. Like it really strengthens the whole story of Dead Space and the gameplay. So like necromorphs are like, when I first saw that thing, I was like so freaked out. I was like, whoa, that thing is so disgusting and creepy, and but then at the same time, like that makes this game so good. Not just Isaac, Dead Space, or the necromorphs, and like not just the necromorphs too, but the environment that Isaac goes through. And same thing with Eva. Eva's not just a robot. Like, I honestly don't know what Eva is. Like, so he's not a robot, right? He's like what, Jinzo Ningen? Like half human, half robot, half angel. I don't know, but like yeah, like when he's controlled, when Eva's like controlled by robot or by people, like he's like very robotic, you know, release the umbilical cable and stuff like that, right? So like he's like very controlled, but then like once he goes berserk, it's how he moves, like very organic, very monster, like very creature, very scary. So like yeah, I guess that's what's so cool about Eva, like just like the backstory, like from a person that doesn't know Eva, Eva just looks like a robot. But like for those that actually knows and researched what Eva is and watched the anime, like it's more than a robot. It's something. It's Jinzo or something like that. So like that's really cool. That makes both of these stories like really cool and attractive. And so yeah, like knowing those stories, like I'm trying to like combine those two, and yeah, like that's how I'm getting this kind of idea. Like that one of my design process, one of my ideas is to kind of have this kind of research or this knowledge behind what this character is. So like I'm sure a lot of instructors if you guys are artists, like a lot of instructors told you this, but like when you do design a character, when you do design an environment, like know what that character is meant for. Like don't just design a character because it's cool. Well, I guess yeah, both. Yeah, design a cool character, but at the same time, what will make it cool is knowing that backstory. Like what is cool about Eva? What is cool about Dead Space? Like why does Dead Space Isaac have that certain armor? It's actually I don't know why it has that armor, but like there's all these little functions and gadgety stuff on Isaac that kind of supports him in the game, where like on his chest there's this screen projection thing, which is like a very awesome kind of like I believe it's a map, like a projection of a map. So like instead of like reaching into his pocket to open his map, he just looks down on his chest plate and there you go. There's this map kind of thing. And stuff like that's like really cool to me. Like I really love those kind of ideas. And with Eva, like on his back. Oh, one more thing that I was thinking of adding with them is how on Dead Space, if you play the game, Dead Space, it's like a third person shooter game. So like you're kind of looking on at Isaac's back, and on his back there's this life gauge thing, and Eva too. Eva, his life gauge, not really life gauge, but then like the cockpit is on his back. So I haven't really thought of what I actually want to do with those yet, but I thought those two would be a cool combination. Now that I think about it, it's like Eva and Dead Space is like, or Isaac is like, I don't know, they have like really close features. They're both, kind of sci-fi-ish. They both have like, well, never mind. I take that back. But yeah, but it will be a cool feature to kind of combine those two to the back life gauge thing for Isaac and the cockpit for Eva. They're both in that sort of that same area, kind of that back spine area. So yeah, like I will combine those two and see what I can get. At the same time, at the moment I don't have any thought process or thought behind it. But yeah, so you could kind of see like how I usually think. when I do these kind of designs, again, kind of going back. So let's design a character. It doesn't have to be sci-fi. So like when I used to work on a game called Swords and Poker for Konami, I did a lot of monster designs, and you know, there's so many ways to design monsters, right? Like so many cool ways to design monsters, but what makes it cool is for that game um, is the environment. So like when I first talked to my art director about it, all right, well, we know that the first level is gonna be grass level, second level is gonna be the water level, third level is gonna be the fire level. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's a starting point. Okay, so the first level, grass level, or the forest level. What did I want to do for the forest level? So you know that's where you have what's great about concept artists is what will make these grass level monsters cool. So if you haven't downloaded the game, try it out. It's called Swords and Poker Adventures on iPhone. Might be out on Android now, I'm not sure. But try it out. There's some. Oh God, no, no. Sorry, my computer just went to sleep. Yeah, but there are a lot of monster designs in that game that I designed. Okay, hold on. Oh no. Hold on, guys. Recording is going berserk. I can't stop it. I can't stop the recording. Yeah. Oh no, Eva 不出去. Hold on. So anyways, what were we talking about? Swords and Poker. Yeah. So for the forest zone, like I designed these birds, right? And what will make these birds cool? Alright, first of all, birds has to be generic because this one was like a generic character, so there wasn't really much to it. I just kind of researched some tropical birds and just kind of did my version bird out of that. But then like later on, you'll encounter this turtle boss, and basically like when you see these turtle boss, those birds kind of live off this turtle boss. The reason, like this, it's like this like wise turtle that kind of like takes care of these birds kind of thing. These it's like part of the guardian turtle or the I don't know what the hell I'm saying actually, but anyways, backstory. Yes. What else? Oh, like okay, this idea doesn't have to apply only for what art or concept art. I believe it also affects with like any form of art. Well, more of like a visual art, I think. So the other day, Tinta, who is my brother, kind of came up or asked me on Facebook, and showed me this chocolate sculpture that he did, and he asked me like, how can I improve this? How can I make it look good? And Kinta, he doesn't have any artistic background. He's a really good pastry chef though. Like if you had his pastries, oh man, it's so good. But like he's a pastry chef, and but he is doing currently doing like stuff like chocolate sculpture. So sculpture, I've done it. I've done some traditional sculpture, and he was asking me like visually, like, what can I do to improve it? So first of all, like I suggested theme. Like what actually are you making? Like what is it that you want to make? And he kind of wants to go with this like a teapot flower kind of feel. So now I suggest him, all right, that's good, but like like what kind of flower? Like what will it be? What design can you do to make it stand out from other flowers you see? So like I showed him like all these great what uh, chocolate sculptures, and kind of showed it to him, and just kind of visually I told him like what worked with these chocolate sculpture versus like some other sculptures that some other chocolate sculptures I saw which were like pretty bad. And I was kind of pointing it out, like like visually what makes it look good and what makes it bad. Like what is the story behind these what sculptures? So like yeah, like I was kind of pointing him that, and I guess also I was kind of talking to him more about like how to aesthetically just kind of look nice, like so like the golden ratio, for instance. I was kind of pointing him out like you know how can you make it more natural, more organic in a way, and more kind of less man-made. So like I was kind of pointing stuff like those out to help him out, like visually, how to improve his sculpture. So yeah, like I was saying, like actually this kind of goes over like visual aesthetics more than design. I guess at the same time that those two are the same, but I guess I'm supposed to be concentrating more on what makes this look cool. But yeah, you know what? I guess it's a interesting, similar topic anyway. So yeah, like sort of like a golden ratio. Like what makes this robot look cool? So one thing that I like to follow is this big shape, medium shape, small shape kind of thing. So if you look at his face, it's not really concentrating. Oh, actually, what I'm doing right now is something new that I learned from Brett. Basically, I'm trying to make like kind of like this ear shape, or like not ear, but then like this gear that goes into the the ear area, so that it becomes sort of like a what you would call it, kind of like a joint to move the jaws. And I'm not an engineer. Like I don't know how to make it look like actual functionable, like legitly functionable, but as long as it looks cool. But yeah, so like I was trying to test this method, and just scaling and moving, and whoa, it fits. But yeah, just kind of like placing it in place like that, and yeah, it's a really interesting and clean way to make circles. See, ta-da! Just fits in there like that, like a joint. Yeah. So anyways, what was I? Oh yeah. So like if you see this head shape, um, visually, the how does the rule of thirds apply? And so in my opinion, rule of thirds, like for this instance, I see this big, medium, and small shape. So I have this like a huge kind of like a helmet kind of thing on the top, which is like the big shape, and the medium shape, which is like the jaw, and also like the what those line thing on the front of the face. And then there will be all these detailed, intricate pieces, like that little eyepiece, and I guess the gear can be considered little, but then like inside I will also put like all these other wires and like what hydraulics or whatever, stuff like that. So that's what I'm talking about with big, medium, and small shape. So like when you visually see stuff, what makes it good. So I don't know what's a good example. Hmm. 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 Can't really think of a good example at the moment, but uh, like I don't know, like anything with anything, rule of thirds kind of applies. So okay, I got it. So let's say a tree. Like how does tree? What makes tree look so natural, organic? Rule of thirds. Well, so okay, so there is the big trunk. That's like the big shape, right? The huge main body that supports pretty much everything. And then the mid shape would be these branches that just stick out of these trunks. And sometimes there's this good size this trunk that splits into two to create this mid-size like two branches. And then there's all these little pieces which are more of the detail, which are the leaves, the little twigs that pops out, and that's what makes the tree very organic and very natural. So I'm not saying that when you design make things look natural, but like a lot of things has this rule of thirds applied to it. If you want to break it, if you want to break it, kind of first understand this rule and then break it. That's what you could break it by like making things more symmetrical, like more pattern. But with Kinta's chocolate sculpture, for instance, he wants to go with this natural flower-like look. So, giving him that idea, big shape, small shape, medium shape, and how that can be applied to like sculpture, and not just sculpture, but paintings. Yeah, it applies to that. Sculpture, the zebra sculpture that I'm doing, it applies to that. I don't know. I think with any form of art, this rule of third is very pretty important. Kind of knowledge to just know, and it's really deep, and it's something that I can't fathom the the concept. It's just too much for me. But I kind of understand the basics of it, so yeah, just kind of having that knowledge helps when you do some design, like especially if you want to do something more natural. And natural doesn't mean like tree or grass or like water, stuff like that. It can be like how if you do a painting and if you do let's say an action shot, how would that action shot look natural? Like how would a pose look natural? How would like composing, like let's say if I'm want to paint a guy fighting another dude, how would I make it look cool? Like where is my focus gonna be with this painting? So like with that, it's a bit hard to explain, like unless I show it to you, and possibly I'll do a painting demo, something like that. But stuff like that is very important. But yeah, like that's also something that I think about when I do my design. Just kind of this rule of third, and I don't think about it. Like I don't have this mentality of, oh, this has to be a big shape, this has to be a medium shape, this has to be a small shape. I don't really have that in mind, but I think subconsciously I kind of feel it, like this feel good kind of feeling. And honestly, that doesn't really come to you naturally. It's just something that you just gotta constantly practice. And with anything, with anything you do in any form of art, I think the number one way to get better is to just practice. You know, mileage. Everyone will tell you this. Everyone will tell you that mileage is the most important one, and you know, I can't agree more to it. It's just, yeah, like you just gotta keep doing it, or else it's just not really gonna help. And I'm sorry for this kind of quality of this video. I guess the video quality is not too bad, but I noticed that the sound quality is bad, and this Ezvid thing, it just keeps crashing for some reason. Like, I don't know what it is. My computer should should be able to handle it, but like, I don't know. After it passes like 45 minutes, it just kind of freaks out and doesn't really do any recording. So, anyways, I guess I'll post the final result, like, you know, of this model. If you have any question about this model, like, you could just post it, you know, hit chat, or not, post it on my Peach Lab Facebook group. Because hold on, this thing's about to crash very soon too. But yeah, I'll post the final one soon. So not soon, but then, like, you know, sometimes during the week. So, like, yeah, if you have any questions, just kind of post it on the Peach Lab group, or Peach Factory group now it's called. And yeah, I'll try to do my best to answer like the technical stuff about ZBrush or any other question. But yeah, this topic, I guess the point I want to make with this video is that, like, the design process, like what I think about when I do design. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, so this is the crash that I keep talking about. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'll probably try to find another video tutorial. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll post the finished result.